I mean, help it keep more engaged. What's that? Well, all right. Well, thank you everybody for hopping on tonight. If you are here, you've made time for your business. So that is like first, that's a great step. Okay. That is where it all begins, is staying plugged in. So kudos to you for working your business and rocking your business on a Wednesday night. Hopefully you will find that this training is exactly what we are preaching you about, right? Is delivering quality over quantity. Okay. So we want to actually, in all of our life, I think we really want to know there's not even just one thing. There's 4 things in life that apparently you won't get back, right? I heard this statement earlier today. It is your word after it's said, time after it's gone. There's a couple others. I don't remember what they are. I'm not even gonna lie. Christina, if you know what they are, you can totally chime in. But look, those are 2 big things, right? So you always need to keep your word and keep true to your word, and you should always be very respectful of everybody else's time. I try to believe that myself as I am going through my day when it comes with posting. I have got to tell you, you are now in a social media world where people are looking at you as somebody who should be behaving properly on social media. So if you are representing a company where you are somebody who is a social media like guru or expert or some sort, you want to become somebody who is a reputable person for your business, you need to make sure you're acting that way. Okay. This means we want you guys to stop taking the name test. Stop doing the quizzes, the meow quizzes, okay? Stop sharing everybody else's lives and reels to your own personal timeline. If you want to share those things, share them into your stories, okay? That way people can click through your stories and see what you're looking at. But right now, you at your timeline, when somebody clicks onto your page, into your profile, we're not talking the posts that are coming across people's feeds that you think are funny, that you're trying to share that entertainment with people. We're talking somebody who's never seen you is clicking over to your profile, and when they start scrolling, they're scrolling through 15 things that you shared in a day before they ever get to a post that you've written. You can't do that, you guys. Y'all can't do that anymore. People need to be able to find the post that you wrote. If you want them to buy from you, they need to be able to find the things that you're saying about the products that you're selling. Okay. So please, that is one of my biggest pet peeves. I'm sorry, but it is true. After being in this space for so very long, my feed is full of social media people. I only keep the ones around that have shit to say that I want to read. That's just me being real with you. Now, I am very picky about who I let on my feed and who I let into my world, because I know that I can control that. Unfortunately, your followers probably don't, because the average person out there on Facebook world does not know this, right? They don't realize that when they stop and read your stuff, they're just going to see more of it. Okay. They don't realize that whenever they comment on something, it doesn't matter if they're commenting good or bad, they're going to see it, more of it, right? Because they're engaging with it. But that's the thing, right? Use that to your advantage. Okay, good or bad, what you want is you want comments. Okay, comments are going to keep your feed into people's news feeds, right? They're going to keep your post into their feed. So if you want more engagement out of your post, you need to be leaving your audience something to engage with. Okay, are you leaving them a question? Have you posted a picture that's decent? Okay, okay, hold on. Let me go off on my tangent real quick. It is 2023. Okay, our freaking cameras, you guys, the cameras on our phones, even though you can't really see my phone right here, okay? The cameras on our phones are magnificent. They are magnificent. They would pick up the freaking hairs on a grasshopper's leg from 10 feet away. If your picture is blurry, it's because your fat fingerprint was on the screen and you didn't even care enough when you took the picture to wipe your damn camera off. I can pick out a dirty picture from a mile away. I don't even, if you got fuzzy pictures, I'm not looking at them. I'm not paying attention to your post, really. It's hard for me. It is really hard for me. I don't even post pictures of my kids that are blurry, because I'm like, man, somebody's going to look at that and know that my fingerprint was up there. And I preach about this all the time. Okay. But I'm telling you, it takes nothing. It's like 99 cents for a microfiber cloth. Make sure your pictures are something that people want to look at. I promise you, if you start posting quality pictures, people are going to start saying it. People are going to be like, oh my God, did you get a new phone? You're gonna be like, nope, I just learned how to clean my lens. Okay. Like seriously, I'm not kidding you. If you don't usually clean your lens, people are gonna notice. All right. Kristen, right now, her camera's dirty. I'm telling you what, if you're somebody that is on your phone all the time, right? And you're putting your phone up to your face like this, and then you use your front camera is filthy. Okay. It's like right up here in this little spot. You need to make sure you're cleaning that too. Okay. I'm telling y'all, it makes a difference. You think that it doesn't, but it does. Because people who are out here and they're being serious, they notice the difference. They might not notice what they're noticing, but they notice. They notice that such and such's pictures look better than theirs, right? Don't you guys notice that Daryl Lynn's pictures are freaking fire? Don't you notice that Dawn Flaherty's pictures are amazing? It's because they're high quality. It's because they care. It's because they care enough to clean off their lens, and they put them through a slight editing app that adds these different filters and keeps them in the same like genre, right? That's a big part about post on your social media. Okay. A huge part about post on your social media is fresh pictures. Guess what? We got these things right here. You should be taking at least 10 pictures of yourself every picture that you post. I'm not lying. If you're not, you are not a social media. I'm just kidding. Maybe you are, but I know I know I'm not the only one out there. I got 10 pictures of every single picture that I post because I'm looking for the exact best angle, the right lighting, where my face looks good, where my teeth aren't like they don't got nothing in them, and if they do, I've covered it up just enough. Right? Okay. Like I'm telling you guys. Okay. So enough about the picture thing, but I'm telling pictures are important. All right. Back to words. Okay. Y'all notice how I'm super wordy, but I've got every last one of y'all engaged. I see you nodding. I see people laughing. I see people shaking their heads. I see some people writing stuff down, right? It's because it's fun. You can be wordy. You can write long posts. You got to make sure you know how to write them though. Okay. I'll tell you one thing. We are not in high school anymore. Spell out the words you, spell out the words are, make sure you know the difference between there, and there, weather and weather, gift and gifted. Make sure you freaking know the difference between sale and sell. It is not a sell. Okay. Like I'm going off. I know. It's okay though, because these things are true and your audience is thinking the same thing. They're just not saying it. Okay. I'm gonna be the one that gives y'all the tough love and says, make sure you are paying attention to these things. If you write the letter U and the letter R every now and again, nobody's going to crucify you. Okay. But like for real, if you are trying to write a long post and you want somebody to take your long post seriously, you've got to write out a basic 3-letter word. Okay. You just do. If you have to, write it in your notepad. You can even make shortcuts in your phone that when you type the letter U, it will spell out the word U. You can write a shortcut in your phone that if you write the letter RXT, it's going to put your freaking link right there. Seriously, there's a way to do it. If anybody wants to know, let me know. I can show you how. But anyways, okay. So back to what we're saying. You can be wordy and you can be quick in your post. Okay. When you make a quick post, a good quick post to do is a color block post. But don't do a color block post that isn't authentically you. Okay. If you're not somebody that never posts about sex gummies, don't do a color block post asking people what their favorite position is. Okay. It's weird. It's just weird. Okay. But if you're somebody that is constantly posting about libido gummies, that might get some really good engagement from your audience, or it might not. I don't know. Who knows? Try it, Christina. I don't. There's one for you. It's just like not me. No. So, anyways. Yes, gone are the days of post and pray, you guys. You want to make sure that your content is authentic, that your content is engaging, and that you're, like I said, and that you're not like super flooding the feed. If you're going to post, I would never post more than 3 times a day on my timeline. Like that's me. I think 3 times a day is actually a lot. But if you wanted to post something like morning, noon, and night, and you were switching up your post, I think that's great. But like, I literally try to post like 1 or 2 quality posts a day. And usually if I'm sharing 2 posts, one of them is more like picture focused on my kids, and one of them is more like product focused or like really me, right? If I do a really heavy live, like I did a really heavy live today, I am not doing a heavy post. I want everybody to see my live. So I want that to be pushed out into the feed. So I'm not posting anything after that live. I am going back and replying to those comments, right? I'm going back and watching my own live and just mashing on the heart a whole bunch of times at 6 o'clock because it's dinner time and I want it to pop back up in the feed again, right? These are all like different tricks and stuff, but Okay. Last thing I have here is, sorry, by the way, I didn't do any passing here. I just got really passionate, went on a tangent, and I see you're eating. So we're good. Quality post. Think of your audience was my last thing. Okay. I know who my audience is. My audience is a bunch of stay-at-home moms and a bunch of bar people, like that are like like late night, like my old bar friends and my bar crowd that are still out there in the bars that are hitting happy hour. Like those are who are watching me. So I got people that are never up before noon, right? And that are still up at 2 o'clock in the morning. And then I have like the other half of my crowd that's getting up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and they're asleep by 9 or 10. So you have to think about that whenever you think about these things. Whatever your life is, try to cater to that. If your audience is somebody who is going to be who's going to be online, say at like 5 o'clock, you should be making a post around 4:30. Okay, you should be going online and engaging around 4 o'clock. So you get your engagement up and then posting a post. That way, everybody who's coming on that you've just engaged with, your post is probably going to be first in their feed. It's just how the algorithm works. Okay, I'm telling you guys this stuff because I study my own feed and I notice it. I know that if I go and talk to Darnell and she has made a post in the last 2 hours, that if I go into my news feed, it's going to show me that post because that's just how the news feed is. So you need to be in your messenger too. But yeah, so think about your audience, who your audience is, what times they are getting online, and then you engage an hour before that and then post 30 minutes prior to that time, like to your audience's time, because you want to be before them, right? And you want the people as they start filtering on to start like posting little things. I just recently took my profile off of the creator thing. So is there a way for us to schedule a post on our regular old? No, right? Okay, I didn't think so. If you have a creator profile for whatever reason still, kudos to you. I suggest taking that shit off too, because excuse my language, my views are way up, my engagement is way up, my stories are way up. Creator view was definitely not helping my views at all. Maybe because I was using wrong words sometimes. I don't know. But anyways, so we can't schedule our posts anymore. So if you need to, set yourself an alarm. You know what? I use alarms all the time. I know Darnell has alarms about like posting a TikTok and this, that, and the other. So, okay. I think that's it for the most part. So I'm gonna pass it to Christina. I'll probably think of a few more things because I always do. So mic drop.
Okay, first of all, that was freaking fire. I love your blunt truth because honestly, sometimes we need that. I love it. So I was sitting here like, yes, the whole time, like, say it. Because honestly, guys, I've been in this industry for 13 years and I've learned all these things. And I can tell when someone's picture is blurry too. And it pisses me off. I'm like, clean your camera. I'm sorry, Kristen, I love you. But every time I watch your TikTok, I'm like, girl, clean your camera. Anyways, it's okay. We'll figure it out. All right. So I want to talk more about like creating video content. I guess we'll do it this way. Amanda came up with this idea and she gets the credit for some of this because she gave me her notes. So I'm going to talk a little bit about it and kind of work in what I was going to talk about as well. So when you're making video content, are you making video content or delivering video content? Are you making something about what you think is going to be good, what you think is popular, what you think your people will like? Or are you delivering quality content to people of what they are looking for? Okay. Making versus delivering. Okay. Write that down. Making versus delivering. Okay. Making content is kind of selfish. It's thinking about, oh, hey, what's going to make me famous? Ooh, what's going to make me go viral? What's going to make me sell a lot of product? What's going to make me look good? Okay. It's not thinking about what is my audience going to like. Good job. Sorry. What is my audience going to like? What does my audience want to see? Okay. Now, my platform's a little different because I am building a brand. Okay. So I want to talk about a little bit about that too. But you have to find out who your audience is. Okay. So having a niche, I will say this up and down, backwards, forwards, diagonal until you guys understand. A niche is incredibly important because you have to know who you are talking to. Okay. If you're talking to stay-at-home moms, you don't want to be talking about 9-to-5 work. Like that doesn't make sense because they're not going to relate. Okay. You don't want to be talking to single moms about marriage. It doesn't make sense, right? You have to find out who you are talking to. So you want to get that clear. Okay. but you want to create a brand for yourself. Okay. You are not Ariel. Ariel is Ariel. Okay. That's why the Butlers created the brand Ariel, right? We, like me, my personal brand, happy spouse, happy house. That's my brand. Okay. What do I do on my brand? I talk about my life, my struggles, my marriage, and I help people with their marriage. Okay. Their struggles, their life. Okay. So I am not out to sell a product, right? I don't sell a product. I sell the solution to somebody's problem. Okay. I'm going to say that again. I do not sell a product. I sell a solution to a problem that a lot of people have. Okay. And frankly, we're too focused on going viral with product videos, and we're too focused on selling products when half of y'all don't even have an audience to sell to. Sorry, I'm going to be blunt. Okay. Sorry. I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm just being real. I'll be graceful, but I'm going to be real. How can you sell to people when you don't even know who you're selling to? Right. So here's what I do. Now, this is what I tell my team. Okay. You're free to do what you want. I'm not telling anybody what to do. This is what I advise. I tell my team, we're not even posting a product video on TikTok, if you're on TikTok, until we hit 10,000 followers. You know why? Because you have to brand yourself before you can do it. I didn't share my first video until I had 20,000 followers. I took off because I had the foundation already. Okay. You can do it before 10,000. I'm just saying, but definitely do not do it before 1,000 followers. That makes no sense because you don't have a link. You can't go live, none of that stuff. So definitely don't do it before 1,000. But if you have a good building audience, like if you are building quickly, that'd be one thing. But you have to know who you're talking to first. Okay. So when you're delivering content, are you asking your audience what they need? Are you asking them what they want? Probably not. You're probably thinking, ooh, this trend's cool. Let me do it. It might go viral. Okay. We can't focus so much on going viral. The viral will come as you do this. Okay. I have been building this brand for a year. Okay. It was last January when I really started going ham on TikTok. Okay. And I was sharing and sharing. And I have slowly built this platform. Okay. And Facebook kind of took off. I didn't even mean it to. Okay. So on TikTok, and this doesn't mean to be like a brag. I'm just trying to show like what I've done. Okay. When I first started, I had 20,000 followers on TikTok. Now I have 131,000. Okay. Facebook, I now have 105 out of somewhere. I've gained 80,000 of those people between on collective in the last month. Because I have gotten so specific with what I am doing that people know she's giving marriage content. She's giving family content. She's talking about them damn sex gummies. It is what it is, right? I'm going to share it because that's what I share, right? I'm starting to branch into other things. But I built a foundation first because you want to build that foundation so you know who your audience is. Honestly, once you hit 100,000 followers, it takes off. Like, it's wild. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just building, right? So, but you have to make sure you're delivering that content, not just making it and throwing it out and hoping it sticks. That doesn't work. You can't just be like, oh, maybe this sound will work because it worked for her. Oh, Daryl Lynn's going viral with this video. Maybe I'll recreate it. I'll go viral. No, stop. Listen, I'll be honest, a little bit of me, I was like, oh, I got to make a video so I can go viral. Nope, wrong. That is not my audience. I will get shut the frick down. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Will I do it on my Facebook? Maybe. I'll see. I have one in the back pocket I might use. We'll see. But I know that that's not my niche. And people are going to look at me like I'm nuts. They're going to be like, what? Okay, no, you need to go out. I'm on a call, so stop. Sorry. So we have to make sure that we're not just doing what's going to make us popular or what's going to give us a bunch of sales. Really focus on building a brand, build who you are. Ariel is not your business. Okay. Let me rephrase. Sorry. Ariel is not who you are. It's what you do in your life. Okay. So we have our brand, us. I'm Christina. Hi, I'm Christina. I'm a mom of 5. I'm an unschooler. I unschool my kids. I like to garden. I like chickens. I like to speak about marriage. And I do Ariel. I am not Ariel, a emerald leader and so on and so forth. I am Christina who works Ariel into my life, not the other way around, right? It's a part of who you are. It's not all of who you are, right? Even the butlers, it is Ariel is theirs, but that's not the only thing they are, right? So we have to make sure that we're sharing more than just that. So it's a mindset shift. You have to shift your mindset to understand that we're not just out to get sales. We're out to help people, really, truly, truly. I just had one of my girls in one of my chats say, I've been messaging people like crazy, and people have mental health issues. A lot of people are going through mental health stuff, but I would have never known had I not reached out. I would have never known had I not started putting content out. Okay. Have to open our mouths, and we have to deliver content to people that they need. Ask your audience, say, hey, we do this from time to time. We hop on our thing and it's like, what do you want to hear? What do you want to hear about? People tell me things. I'm like, oh, I would have never thought to talk about that, because that's not something that I had been through, right? I can speak about what I've gone through. That's where I started. I said, okay, what were my struggles? How did I overcome them? I'm going to share that, right? But now there's more things that I know really nothing about. So I'm asking other people to help me come in and explain it, right? Maybe you have someone who's an expert in whatever, and I'm like, oh, I want you to talk about that on my platform, because I don't understand it, but I want to bring that into it. I want to be diverse, right? I'm not just going to say, I don't know how to talk about that, so you're not going to get that content because I don't know about it. Learn it, find someone who knows about it, something, and then deliver that content. Find out what the people want, okay? So I just got really passionate. I'm sorry. Passion. So yeah. So really, guys, focus on who you're speaking to. Okay. Don't just throw stuff out and hope it sticks. Really be intentional about what you're making. Be very intentional about the content that you're creating, because you don't just want to do trends. Okay. The things are changing. Different platforms are changing. But if I put out certain content on my platform, but I'm trying to change it up. Like, let's say maybe you're trying to shift, like I did libido gummies. I went so ham. That's what everybody knows me for, right? But now I'm trying to shift. It takes 30 days to shift your algorithm. So if you're trying to speak about something else, just keep speaking. It's okay if you get nothing. I now put a libido gummy on my 130,000 follower thing. I get 200 views. They're literally shutting me down. I don't even share product anymore. You know where I share my product? On my live. On my live every single day. I do kind of like Dawn, kind of, and I work it into my niche. I'm like, oh, how to have a happy, wholesome marriage, mentally, physically, emotionally, blah, blah, blah. And I talk about my products. I do what works into my niche. I can't be Dawn. I can't sit here and go, buy this slim pack. It's great. I have not lost 65 pounds like she has. I can't do that. I have to speak on what my people need. Hey, are you an overstressed mom with a low libido? Me too. I got stuff for this. You see what I'm saying? Like, so really focus on making content that's good. Don't worry about selling a product yet. My strategy, get people to follow you, build an audience, take it to your posts and your stories to really engage with people. My stories is now where I show the real me, my lives, real me, stories, and then so posts and reels and TikToks, they're my audience bringers. I get those people to follow me because of that, right? And then I say, here, this is real me in my stories in my life. And then I build that relationship in the messenger. They all work simultaneously together. So you have to do all of them. You can't just do one and be like, okay, because I did that. I was like, I'm just going to put out videos and I'm not going to do anything else. It worked for a little bit. I got viral videos going. I got orders coming in. Woo! But I had no team. I was literally just solo out here, free bowling it by myself. And I was like, this doesn't work. This does not work. Woo, I hit emerald. Great. Let's hit sapphire. Oh, that's not happening. Especially now that I have no viral videos anymore. You can't rely on that. You have to be in all the pots. Have your sticks in all the fire. Okay. So that's my spiel. Okay. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Sorry, just kidding. I hope that was valuable to you guys. If you have questions, I'm always available too. If you guys need help with like your niche, you're like, I don't know what my niche should be. I'm really good at like, tell me a little bit about yourself. Okay, this is what your niche is going to be. So there's that for anybody who wants to.
Okay, Christina, what should my niche be? Because I'm somebody that like, I feel like I'm all over the place, but I know that like I'm mental health, but like I'm also stoner mom, but then I don't.
Okay, so here's what I usually say. Here's what I usually say. talk to your old self.
Right.
Who was your old self? So list those characteristics. For example, my old self was a wife who didn't understand how to be a wife and did all the things wrong. I did things like I prioritized my children way over my spouse, and I made him feel like he wasn't a priority at all. And so I ended up messing up my marriage because I was giving him no attention. So a lot of people are in that same boat. So I was like, okay, how do I talk to my old self? Knowing you and knowing your story a little bit, I would honestly say you're going the right route with mental health, with the pink pill. Brilliant. You keep going that. But you have to decide what's your goal. Besides selling a pink pill, what's your goal? Are you trying to help people with their mental health? Are you trying to help people in their mindset? Are you trying to help people with their business? You have to decide who you're trying to help. Like me, I'm like, okay, marriages, I'm trying to restore marriages, right? That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help as many marriages as possible. I'm also starting something new. It'll be coming. It has unicorns involved, but I'm just saying I'm doing something for women, okay? Because I think it's important because I love marriage and I love talking about it. But people are like, you need to do a podcast. So it's coming for women to be inspirational and motivational and really speak to that, right? So take what you love doing, find your passion. Do you love helping people? What do you like to do? Because I love marriage. I'm the weirdo that anytime there's a movie, there's a love story. Oh, I'm sold. I'm watching it. I hate Twilight with every soul being I have, but I like it as a love story. I don't know. I got hooked. I don't know. I don't even like Twilight. I'm like, vampires and wolves is dumb, but I love the love story. Okay. I'm just that kind of person. If it's got marriage involved, I love it. Okay. You've got to figure out what you love and what you want to do, what your goal is, besides just selling a product. Trying to empower women? Are you trying to build people up? Are you trying to have people know their worth, even though they have shitty family members? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, you have to know exactly who you're talking to and why you're talking to them. What is your goal? Goal is not to just sell a product. It's to change people's lives, change people's marriages, change people's whatever.
Perfect. And I think that you just helped everybody right now by me just asking that one simple question, because I'm sure everybody wanted to come to you privately because they were just afraid to be like, hi, I need help. It's me. Hi. And I'm not afraid to be like, hey, I've been doing this for a long time and I'm a totally different person than I was when I started here. I think that he could say the same thing. I think Christina could say the same thing. Like, most of us are completely different people than when we started here. And
absolutely, like
you said, like, look back on who you were when you started. And like, that's a very interesting thing. Like, I need to look back and who I was to who I am now. Yes, go.
Sorry, I have a little bit, I wanted to add something before we end up on the time gone. I don't know. It says 7 minutes.
It says 7 minutes, but you know, it like just cuts us off sometimes.
Yeah. So, anyways, about what you guys were saying, I want to chime in. I listen to a guy, Rob Dial. I drop his name all the time. And he says on the thing that your best person that you can help is who you were 3 to 7 years ago. So me, 3 to 7 years ago, I was just becoming a mom. Me personally, I was just becoming a mom, like just learning how to become a mom. I thought my kid was going to sleep through the night at 2 months old. That's funny. I thought he was broken because he did it even worse. You know what I mean? Like, but these things are normal and people don't tell us about this. People think that we're not going to look pregnant at, 6 months still. I mean, unless you're 19, you will bounce straight back. You probably are. Sorry. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, but you know what I mean? So that was my person. I also have quit smoking. I've quit drinking. You've done some of these things as well. So like, even though that's not quite 3 to 7 years ago, we can still start reaching those places, or at least I can help the person that's struggling with the alcohol who knows they should drop it, but hasn't yet.
Exactly.
I can help that person because I know exactly where they're at, and they're going to have these real conversations with me because I'm going to make them have them. You know what I mean? So like, make sure so whatever you have gone through, if you're listening to us tonight and you're like, I don't freaking know. I don't have an audience of, 100,000 followers like Christina. I haven't been doing this like as long as, Jenny and Darnell has. Okay. First off, let me tell you something. Stop comparing yourself. Comparison is the thief of all joy. Your chapter 1 cannot be compared to somebody else's chapter 10, chapter 13, chapter 20, chapter 100, and whatever the freak. Okay. But you can glean the knowledge from all the 3 of us that are on here and have the faith that there is over 20 years worth of building brands between just the three of us right now. So use some of this, and we're not lying to you. We're trying to help you. So even if some of the things we might have said have gotten to your soul a little bit, you know, I know you like your meow test. I'm sorry, but you know what I'm saying? Like, we are really trying to help, I promise. So, if you want to do both, like if you're like, oh my God, and now you've got post paralysis because you're like, I don't know what my brand is, I encourage you to make a new TikTok and start there, branding that TikTok. Like, it's brand new, like whatever. You can do nothing wrong.
100%.
You already have your
100%.
other
I'm
one.
gonna agree with you. Yep.
That, you know what I mean? So you can actually have two TikToks. So don't think that you can't have two TikToks, you guys. That's something. And then I did want to add to that note that me, as somebody who doesn't go viral on TikTok at all, I used to compare myself a lot. But you know what I did notice the other day? I got a lot of likes to views. Like, my like to view ratio is like 1 out of 6, 1 out of 7. Like, literally every 7th person that views my stuff is hitting the heart button, and there's way more engaging. So if you look at it like that, like, I got some good engagement going on. I really just need to start making some more posts. And so I will at least tell you this. I said it on my Blitz. Treat TikTok like a Snapchat. I forget where I heard that from, but I don't have a Snapchat. So the way I took that is just go on and be who you are. Like, if you think of a skit in the moment, go on and talk. If you're listening to a song and it brings you back somewhere, find that song on TikTok, record yourself, what you're thinking of, and then write it on the screen later. It's a great idea. Somebody else is going to be thinking that. And the algorithm works in your favor if you do it enough and you start posting about like how ADHD you are all the time. Eventually, you're going to start being shown to other people who are looking up and posting ADHD stuff. And now that's helping you find your niche. Okay. And then the other thing I was going to say is just don't judge yourself. Okay. Not posting is not going to get you anywhere. So at least post something and adjust later. Any one of us, I think, will help come look at your post if you have any questions. I know I will. I will come look at a post for you. I will help you write a post before you post it and help you help try to formulate things, but it still has to be you. But I'll at least offer like, hey, this is what I think as somebody who scrolls past that. So that's all I got. Thank you so much. I know this was long, but hopefully it was quality. And so it could have been long because it was quality. Okay.
Absolutely. I was going to say this too. I did start another TikTok just to see how it would work. And I gained 20,000 followers in 3 weeks by specifically niching down, like very specific. Homeschooling moms, homesteading, cutting out dyes and sugars and processed food and all that stuff. And it works. So if you're like, oh, I started TikTok and I've kind of started something and it's not going well, just start a new one. Honestly, just start a new one and have it in mind of, okay, I'm going to do all these steps that we were taught and all these different things, and I'm just going to do it. I even have a checklist before you post. Before you post, make sure all these things are checked off to help boost you in the algorithm. So I can share that too if you guys want it. But
yeah, will you share that checklist? That would be very helpful because I'm trying to be that person who's like, hey, put the keywords. Hey, make sure you do the hashtags. Hey, make sure you do this. And then like, after I posted, I'm like, son of a bitch, you didn't put the keywords hidden on the video this time again. You're never getting it right. Like, it's not that I'm not getting it right. I just have not trained my brain to do it the way that I should be right now. So, oh, yes, awesome. Thank you so much for that. You ladies were amazing. You always drop so much knowledge. I feel like I just started yesterday after listening to all of that. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to start all over again. Well, I mean, honestly, I'm starting my TikTok all over again anyway. So it's like perfect timing. Like, so, and for those of you on here who haven't started TikTok, Miss Christy, maybe this is your low message to do it with us. Let's do it together. Like, I have 130 followers. I have seriously nobody. So like, let's just, start again. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for this. And end of month, guys, kick butt. You got this. If you don't hit your goals, it's not the end of the world either. Don't be so hard on yourself. Give yourself grace. It's okay. It is okay, one way or the other. You will wake up on the 1st and we'll all be at 0 again. And the rat race starts again. So love you all. Have a good night. Talk to you later.